Hi, everybody. It's Kevin. I'm doing an intro before our podcast intro because if you're listening to this episode, especially if you're listening right after it came out, you probably realized that we uploaded a bit later than our usual Tuesday morning upload. And I just wanted to issue another apology. I know that last time we had this issue, literally like 2 weeks ago when we skipped an episode. I warned people that there might be situations like this over the next month or two. Owen and I are leaving to shoot our movie next week. Well, Owen's not leaving; we're shooting it in his area. And then at the end of September, New York Film Festival is coming around. Doug and Owen will be traveling here by me to go attend that. And so stuff might just get messy with the podcast over the next week or two. And I don't know if I need to issue a second apology after just doing one last episode. But, despite the fact that we're not the biggest podcast in the world, I think we could still have new listeners who might get confused by this. And we want to still make things seem professional. But at the end of the day, because we're not that huge podcast, this podcast is being made by just me, Doug, and Owen. Everything that you guys see, all of the content that we put out is just made by the three of us. We don't have anybody else involved in like our team. And Doug edits the podcast himself, but Doug has not had access to his computer over the past week, which is why he won't appear on this episode, and also why this episode is arriving late because we haven't had somebody to edit it. Doug usually does that. I am not great at editing, but I had to go and edit this episode, so you're going to see so graphically some stuff might bother you. We might even this episode probably will have like a worse thumbnail because I don't have access to the template that we use, and I'm not good enough or proficient enough at Photoshop to recreate it. So yeah, it's just a bit of a mess, and I just wanted to say sorry for that. But hopefully you guys still like this episode, and hopefully we figure things out. But again, like I said last time, just bear with us, and we really appreciate all of our listeners. So thank you, and enjoy the episode. Welcome back to episode 128 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name's Kevin. I'm here with Owen. No Douglas this week. He was not able to go to the movies. He's a busy boy. But we're talking about the new Naked Gun movie. I know last week we said we were going to talk about Together and maybe Naked Gun, but it was
It's a
really Owen's
switcheroo.
call since he could only see one movie. And I think he, not to shit on Together, but I think he made the right call. Specifically
Oh
because I think you would
wow.
dislike Together quite a bit. So
Okay.
I'll talk about that in the weekly watches because I saw Together. But you can take it away first if you want to talk about what you watched this past
Okay. I
week.
watched one movie other than Naked Gun. And
Nice.
I
Okay.
think I think we brought out this movie last week because we talked about Happy Gilmore 2 and we talked about
Oh,
Adam
okay.
Sandler. And I talked about I wanted to check out the Meyerowitz stories, the Noah Baumbach
Right.
movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't even
Uh
see you log this.
it's
Did you
kind
like
of
it?
it's not great. It's fine. I think I talked about Kicking and Screaming like maybe a month ago,
Right.
and I was like, that movie's bad. This movie's a little better than that, but I can't with Noah Baumbach. I can't. Like
Yeah. You just don't like him.
I just think he's like kind of like meh. And
See, I
I
haven't
think
really seen a ton of his movies. I wonder, would you say he's like, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but is he more of like a writer's director? Like he's kind of just
well,
like
so
real
here's my
strong
thing.
like
Here's my thing.
writing movies.
We share a lot of the same influences, and
Right.
I just watch his movies and I'm like, he's just way worse than those guys.
Yeah.
Where it's like
Right.
he is a writer, right? But I watch his movies and I'm like, oh, there's some good writing here, there's some good writing there. But it's just like he's a worse version of Woody Allen, he's a worse Whit Stillman, he's a worse Hal Hartley. He's like, it's like
Sure.
so there's there's directors that I think are just way better writers than he is. So for him to be a writer's director and just be like, okay, like he's a good writer, but like it's not like a great
Yeah.
writer. So when his direction is like okay as well, I just watch his movies and I'm like, this is okay. Like I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
everything.
so what have you seen so far?
Um, Francis Hawes is the best I've seen of his. I
Yeah.
have not
I
seen
think
Marriage Story. I've been told to
okay.
watch Marriage Story a bunch. Uh,
And that's why you haven't.
I well, actually, the one thing I came away with this movie, I think Adam Driver is in one scene, and I was like, that is the greatest.
Adam
actor
Driver's good in these movies. Yeah.
I was like, he
he's
is
good in
so
these
great.
movies.
I think because I've seen a few episodes of Girls. And I think Adam Driver is so good in that kind of vibe that I think I would love for him to do more of that. It's just this is the thing is there's not a lot of people doing that kind of stuff. But like, I don't know, Adam Driver like a Linklater movie maybe or something like I don't know. There's something like I think Jim Jarmusch
Right.
I guess is like the where he's
Patterson
doing
is
that kind of
like,
stuff. I gotta
yeah.
see that movie, and he's gonna be in
I
the
think
new
you'd
one.
like Patterson a lot, probably.
But like he's in one scene in this movie, and I'm like, oh, he's just like the best in this. He's like giving the best, like I don't know, he's like kind of game changing. Adam Sandler is cool. Dustin Hoffman, like they're a really great cast.
Of course, yeah.
The script is just like okay.
Ben Stiller's in that one too, right?
Yeah, so Dustin Hoffman is like the dad.
Yeah, and then they're all kids.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler are like the sons.
Oh, okay.
But
And
Dustin
Adam
Hoffman.
Driver's just like, oh no, he said he's
Adam
only in one scene.
Driver's like this like client of Ben Stiller's that's in one scene.
I see.
And like he gives him drugs.
Yeah.
But like he's very good in that movie for his one scene.
I do wonder, just like looking, I don't know. I mean, maybe I would like some of, I mean, I like Marriage Story quite a lot, and I like Frances Ha like a lot. I haven't watched either one in a while now, but I don't really see myself liking his other movies more than Frances Ha. Like, I don't know that he's ever somebody who I want to spend time watching movies from. I'm still interested in Jay Kelly. I know, like, no, I'm interested in that, but I think like the draw for that for me is like, George Clooney is such a captivating movie star to me that I'm like, if he's leading a movie that is going to be in Oscar conversations, I need to be at the front of that.
No, well,
I don't
that's
know
why,
that it's like a Noah Baumbach thing.
That's why I watched this Meyerowitz Stories movie, because I was like, I like Adam Sandler, and like let me see him in something else that's not Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, Adam Sandler's like good in this movie. Right. But it's just there's just something missing from Noah's movies that like it's just like I'm not like really into this movie right now.
Yeah, they do have big draw for actors. That I mean, like Marriage Story, for example, is like a big deal for the Oscars.
It's again, it's that Woody Allen, thing where it's like you can just kind of, it's a great kind of just like a really well written kind of like talky dialogue where you would just kind of like you're just talking. It's just a lot of talking to people, and that's a really great opportunity for actors. There's something missing there. I don't know why. There's just but it's like a totally fine movie. It's better than like White Noise and Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah, we weren't crazy about White Noise, I guess.
But I haven't seen Frances Ha in a while. Greg Gerwig. It's actually fantastic, or not fantastic. Fascinating is what I meant to say. It's fascinating how Greg Gerwig has become like the most famous woman director, because she's such a great actress. Like she's so great.
It's funny because I'm gonna mention her in what I watched this week.
People forget that like she even is an actress, or like I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, oh, she directed Barbie, but like she was like total indie darling, mumblecore, like really great actress. Like she's so good in
like terrific
in Frances Ha. But that's the only thing I watched outside of Naked Gun.
Speaking on that, I started my week with catching up on Happy Gilmore 2 because I was on vacation when it came out, so I had to see it a little bit later.
The Gilmore.
I'm a big fan of Happy Gilmore. We talked about this off pod, but like Happy Gilmore to me is like the Adam Sandler comedy, not including like Punch Drunk Love, for example, which is like very clearly in a different realm, and Uncut Gems isn't like a comedy. I guess it is a comedy, but like it's funny. It's not a comedy, but like talking about his like stupid like studio comedies, like Happy Gilmore is like a level above the rest for me, and it always has been. Like that's a movie that I grew up watching tens of times, like 20, 30, I don't even know how many times. Like it was on all the time. Happy Gilmore 2. Bit of a letdown from that perspective. It's not great. It's funny. I saw when I walked downstairs the other day, my because it was the #1 movie on Netflix. It's going to be part of our conversation today when we talk about the Naked Gun. But But it was a big movie, and I saw my parents watching it downstairs, and I was like, "You guys have to see." Like I was like, "Did you watch the first one?" And they were like, "No." And I was, "It's like, what are you doing?" Because like the first one's also on Netflix, and it's like you should
Yeah,
just
yeah.
watch. I was like, "You should just
No,
watch the
there's a
first one
whole
in the
Adam
theater."
Sandler like section on Netflix.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. I
Enter
mean,
the
he does have that big
Sandman
Netflix
verse or
deal.
something. It
Yeah.
was
But anyway, just I think the problem, aside from the fact that it's just not as funny as the original, is
Mhm.
just that it's like they went like too big with it. You know what I mean? I don't like by the time you get to the third act and they're doing like all this like crazy, I'm like, you guys have like
Yeah.
lost the plot a little bit in a way that is like so obnoxious Netflix comedy. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense that in the Netflix comedy they would
Yeah.
raise the stakes to these like extreme levels that are just not enjoyable at all for an audience. Like it's so fake. And like the first Happy Gilmore, you're like, yeah, this is just like obviously it's stupid, but it's like, it's just a golf tournament. Like those are the stakes. Like it's just and now it's just like ridiculous in this
Yeah.
movie. Um it had jokes. It had some funny jokes. I would say the hit rate was like I'll talk about the hit rate for Naked Gun. I think the hit rate for Happy Gilmore 2 was much lower. I'd say it's
Okay.
like 30% of the jokes in Happy Gilmore 2 hit, probably, if I had to
Mhm.
guesstimate. I saw Together in theaters, which we're not talking about this week, but I'll keep it brief on that one. I think initially when I watched the movie, I was like on a bit of a high because it was just like a fun environment to watch it in. I got like one night of sleep in, did some critical thinking, used my brain a little bit, and I was like, okay, this movie's not that good,
Yeah.
but it is still fun. Like I do still like the movie. I've seen since then, like since I watched it, maybe 2 days after, a couple people I follow were giving it like very low reviews. A mutual of mine gave it like half a star, and I was like, wow, like there's a couple people jumping in who hate this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that way towards it. Like I still like the movie. The script is just bad. It was bad while I was watching it, but it was fun. The longer you think about it, it's bad. I mean, the dialogue in the movie is like a problem on its own, but also like just the narrative beats of the movie. And then especially when you get to the end, you're like, yeah, this is not really like a strong script, which when you consider all of the controversy that script has
Oh,
gone
yeah,
through,
yeah, yeah.
it makes it funnier that you come out the other side, you watch the movie, and then like the script is just bad. So it's like from either angle, it's like if they I obviously like it's been disproven that they stole the script, but like if they did steal the script, they stole a bad one. And if they didn't steal the script, then it's funny that that guy would get mad at them for stealing the script that ends up
Yeah.
being a bad one. Like it's just a bad script. It is funny. I thought Dave Franco was funny. I thought Alison Brie was funny. Like their chemistry is good together. It's a fun time. It was very like it's weird. The movie I felt myself comparing it to most, which is a movie I don't like, was The Substance. Like while I
Oh.
watched it, I was like, this is kind of like if The Substance was just like a little more fun for me. Because I think it was kind of I think it's dumb in a lot of the same ways that I thought The Substance was dumb and that I complained about, but I
Yeah.
just had a better time. I was like, this is just like a little bit more my
Okay.
my ballpark. But whatever. That's Together. I saw Naked Gun in theaters, and then yesterday I did a little double feature of Almost Famous and 20th Century Women. These are two
Mm.
movies that I felt were pretty closely aligned. That wasn't our plan when we watched this double feature. We just kind of like wanted to watch two movies, but these were both movies that we talked about watching. Then I realized I was like, oh, these movies actually go really well together. It's like both of them are about a boy growing up, and like experiencing the world. Both of them Almost Famous, obviously, like directly a music movie, but 20th Century Women also has a lot of like music in there. 20th Century Women, the one I was referring to when I said great Greta Gerwig performance, she's like
Yeah.
terrific in that movie. Almost Famous is a weird one where I'm like, I've just never like when I watched this movie for the first time, I was not as high on it as everybody else is. Rewatching it, I'm like, there's like an energy in the first 30, 40 minutes of Almost Famous where you're like, this is an amazing movie. Like the energy is like so good. And then for me at least, it kind of loses itself until you get to the end. And I'm like, this is like, it's just, I don't know. I think it really struggles for like an hour there.
Yeah.
But that like when you start watching the movie, you feel like you're about to watch one of the best movies ever. And then it kind of just like, I don't know. It's not all there for me. And it's not a movie that like has a ton to say, but it is fun. It's like a fun movie. 20th Century Women is a like amazing movie, and I've said that before on the pod. I think I've watched it like 3 times in the last however many years. Anyway, that's what I did. I watched some F1 this morning. I woke up early for the pod, watched the F1 race. Pretty disappointing result for my boy Leclerc, but we'll be back and better hopefully. Maybe when he's not in a Ferrari car, because those guys are not sure what they're doing. Anyway, let's talk about Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun, not to be confused with the original. This is like
Naked Gun.
Yeah, this is the Naked Gun 2025. We'll start there. Have you seen any of the original movies? I think no, right?
No.
Okay. Have you seen any of like that type of movie, like Airplane?
I've
would be,
seen
like, another
Airplane.
reference point.
I've seen
Okay.
Airplane.
Did you like Airplane?
It's been like probably 8 years.
Okay, so no real point of reference
Yeah,
for you for like this kind of movie. Would you say that you are a fan of this kind of comedy, which is like very stupid, like taking a lot of like words literally, doing like 100 jokes per minute, like just throwing bits at you constantly? Is this like a kind of comedy that appeals to you?
I don't know. I don't really. Again, it's like it's tough to have I don't really have like an exact reference point for it.
Sure.
But I did enjoy the comedy in the movie.
Yeah. Okay. I would say that. Well, I don't know if you've seen any of these movies. I was going to bring up the director Akiva Schaffer, who is a member of The Lonely Island, was a writer on SNL, and then since has directed a number of movies.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah, Chippendale Rescue Rangers being one of them. In order, he directed Hot Rod, The Watch, which I have not seen but doesn't look like his best work, Pop Star, Never Stopping, and then Chippendale. Those were the 4 movies he directed before Naked Gun. Pop Star would be the reference point, I think, where it's like kind of similar with just doing.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, like this is a guy with an SNL background, and so kind of the perfect guy to make a movie that is just bits constantly.
Yeah.
That is also what the original Naked Gun is. The first movie, I've only seen the first one. I was going to watch all 3 before this movie, and I probably still will watch those 2 original sequels at some point, but I only really made time to watch the first, and the first, equally as funny, like I thought was hilarious, but it is very similar in that regard. It is a movie that just does bits constantly and tells like a joke every 10 to 15 seconds. And so I would assume the process of reimagining that movie in the modern day is getting a director like this who has like SNL writing experience and who like has sketch comedy experience and who can just make an 85-minute long SNL sketch, which is like ultimately what this kind of humor is. I would think you'd like Pop Star a lot if you were going to watch any of those.
Yeah,
you haven't seen Hot Rod?
No, I've only seen Chip and Dale.
I haven't seen Chip and Dale, so I guess you could. Is Chip and
sucks.
Dale a good movie?
Chip and Dale sucks.
What it's animated, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I should know this. I don't know what the live action Chip and Dale look like. Yeah, so I guess you don't really have like a reference point for Akiva as a director either, but like Hot Rod, Pop Star, 2 of I think the great comedies of the last 25 years, which I think if you add Naked Gun to the mix makes him probably one of the like, and this is saying like a lot about where we are with comedy, but I think that makes him one of the premier comedy directors of the last, however, at least like this century, because I don't know how many of them there are who have made like 3 bona fide classic comedies like this. Like the next best guy would be Adam McKay, who hasn't done it for over 15 years now.
Who are the brothers? The Farley brothers.
Oh yeah, the Farley. That's true. Yeah. Although they went the best picture route with Green Book instead. It's funny. I was
let's do
for the pod
today, Green Book.
For the pod today, I do have a little mini game planned for after we're done talking about this movie, but I was almost going to throw in a second mini game. I was looking up the highest grossing comedies of the last 10 years, and I tried to
Green Book.
I found a Wikipedia list and I was like sorting through it, but I was trying to like have a good method by which to make the list, and it ended up not working out that well because just it would have taken me too long to scavenge for all the information that I needed. But
Yeah.
in that list, like Green Book was on it, and I was just like, does that count? Like, is that what that movie is?
Yeah, it's
That's like,
directed by Farley.
yeah. Anyway, that's not a piece of trivia that we are gonna. Do you want to guess the number one movie on the list? What do you think in the last 10 years since 2015? What do you think the highest grossing American comedy film is? Main genre comedy.
Grossing comedy.
Yeah,
film.
main genre comedy. If you think too hard, you're gonna forget it. But this is a movie. This is a movie in the past couple years that crossed $1 billion.
A Billy?
Yeah.
It's like, is it gonna be like animated or like it's like a kids movie?
Not animated. This is live action.
Live action
American comedy from the last
American
couple
comedy.
years
It's a
that
kids
crossed-
thing.
No, I mean, kids saw it.
It's not
but-
rated R though.
No. It was. I guess you would say it's intended for kids, but an adult audience enjoyed it.
I don't know. The comedy movie. Well, is it like a second genre, or is it just comedy straight
yeah,
up?
fantasy? I guess you would say. I don't know. It's PG-13 as the rating, so it was maybe intended for like teenagers.
Comedy
but,
fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy might be misleading because I don't.
Yeah,
know
indeed, did not make that much money.
Like,
yeah, now I'm like going like weird.
I don't know what else. Let's see what Letterboxd has for its genres. Okay, Letterboxd has adventure as the second genre, comedy adventure.
all I can think about is the D&D movie.
You know, what I'll say is I'll say this: we talked about the director of this movie on this episode already.
What? The director?
You mentioned this movie.
What? Wait, it's Barbie.
Yes, it's Barbie.
Barbie. Oh man.
Yeah, that would
It's
be
like,
the
what
highest
fuck?
grossing. I not even just the highest grossing comedy of the
That
last
makes
10 years.
sense.
I believe that is just the highest grossing
Fantasy,
mainstream comedy movie ever. But anyway,
Wow.
I didn't do the rest of the trivia because I was like, this would be too confusing. But Barbie was number one. We can shift gears back to Naked Gun. Let's talk about the leading man, Liam Neeson, as a comedy actor. Obviously, the movie is kind of partially like spoofing on his career as an action star, but it's also using his ability as a comedic actor, and specifically somebody who is good with the dry humor that this kind of movie requires. Also, it's been noted how similar his name is to Leslie Nielsen, who led I don't know if you saw that tweet. That was like the strategy of picking the actor whose name most closely resembles Leslie Nielsen actually like paid off. Did you like him?
Yeah, no, I think I haven't seen a lot of like the Liam Neeson action. I don't think I've seen like any of the Liam Neeson really? Action movies.
Take a guess how many Liam Neeson movies I have watched on Letterboxd, because it's more than I thought.
Like a ridiculous amount.
It's more than I thought. How many do you have?
I have,
because this is
13.
For me.
13.
You have 13? Okay. Yeah. This is for me one of my most watched actors.
It's like 20?
25 Liam Neeson I've seen. Like a lot of them. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff. Obviously, he's in the Star Wars movies. He's in 2 Batman movies. Schindler's List, Love Actually. I've seen all the Taken movies. He's in Silence. He's in he's in a couple like Irish movies. I've watched.
There was this girl in my elementary school who was obsessed with Taken.
Really?
I don't know why. I know what the fuck she was talking about.
I mean, Taken was a real. It's funny that you say elementary. When did?
Well, because it came out in 2008.
Yeah, 2008. Okay, yeah.
When it came out, I was 5 years old.
Taken was a real like big deal at the time. I mean, Taken. You could probably draw a direct line between. This is a crazy thing to say on the podcast. I mean, you could probably draw a direct line between like how Taken captured the cultural zeitgeist and how conservatives now talk about sex trafficking.
The second
Like,
one was directed by Megatron.
what?
It's crazy.
Oh, Olivier Megaton. Okay. Yeah, and the third one too. He
Yeah.
did 2 and 3. No, but Taken was like a huge deal. And you know what I mean? It's like I do think it created this hysteria around the idea of like people being kidnapped and
Yeah.
like, you know, like the way that
Yeah,
we
no, I'd
talk
never
about
seen
that
any of
now.
these.
Would recommend watching them only as cultural artifacts. I don't know how much you would like
How is it?
any of
Yeah.
them. I know, and you're also like not, compared to me and Doug at least, not the biggest action movie guy. So
Yeah.
these have even
No, this
less
is
appeal for
Taken is
you.
like a movie that has like no appeal to me.
Yeah, but this is like, I mean, I can't even like Taken was such a big deal for a while after it came out. I feel like
Oh
people talked
yeah,
about
I
that movie
know.
for a while.
It was
Um,
something
anyway,
I was aware about.
and worth noting, I will say we're gonna. I want to talk about the box office of this movie a little bit later because of just the idea of a big comedy being released in theaters. But worth noting that this is Liam Neeson's biggest opening weekend as a leading man since Taken 3.
Oh, Taken 3.
So,
Taken 3.
what were you gonna say?
I thought it was Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars would be crazy. Yeah, if this
Well,
movie was made, if this movie made more money than the Taken movies, that would be
really
a
Taken
big
those movies
deal.
made a ton of money. Even Taken 3.
Yeah, I would think so. Taken 3. Let's see Taken 3's box office. Taken 3's box office was 326 million worldwide.
Okay. Yeah.
Taken's box office was
Well, we live in a different time. We live
226
in a
million
different time.
worldwide. Yeah, they don't make movies like Taken anymore.
Taken goes straight to fucking DVD.
Which is funny because that's what people are saying about this movie is they don't make movies like The Naked Gun anymore.
Yeah.
And
They
now
don't
we
make
got one.
anything anymore.
That's true. Yeah. I will say I like Liam Neeson a lot. I think he was kind of perfect for this role. I have liked when, I mean, I've seen again more Liam Neeson movies than you have. He's been funny on occasion in movies that I've seen. Like Love Actually has some funny parts. He just shows up in Ted 2.
I've seen that scene.
Like for like a second in Ted 2. You know, like he's done little bits here and there. He's an Anchorman too as well, randomly. Like he likes to just like
He's
pop in
weird.
for
He's an
cameos
interesting guy.
yeah, he likes to pop in for cameos in comedies. Also a big role in A Million Ways to Die in the West, a Seth MacFarlane movie.
Oh wow.
Which like he's like the main villain in that movie. So that's another comedic role. But anyway, this is like really testing his ability as a comedic actor, and I think he like totally delivered. I was wondering what you thought about Pamela Anderson opposite him.
Oh, she's great. Yeah, no, I think she has such a great voice. And it works with like they both have like very like iconic, like some of the greatest voices ever. I think it really works like back and forth. It's like amazing. So
speaking of, her voice is like part of one of the best jokes in the movie.
When she gets so up on I think they're great. They're really great together.
Yeah,
right?
It's interesting that they have this, and I don't know many of the details because this isn't something I totally keep up with. But it is interesting that they have this like blossoming,
yes,
romance in real life that is in line with like the press tour for this movie.
Yeah, no, I would watch those two in anything. They're
fantastic. I would love it if they did multiple comedies together. Like that
They
would
should
be.
just
I don't
do-
know.
yeah.
I don't know if that would the angle for that would be making another Naked Gun movie, or if it would be like
should do
some
that.
other original idea. But I listen. If they made a second movie that is as funny as this one, I'd be there day one.
Yeah, I didn't see what is it the Gia Coppola movie. The
the Pamela Anderson. I thought you were talking about a comedy for a second. You're talking about The Last Showgirl.
Yeah, but I've really been liking this kind of Pamela Anderson renaissance, and she's gonna be in a lot more.
She's amazing in The Last Showgirl. That movie didn't totally work for me. She makes that movie worth watching like on her own. She is so good in it.
So I think she's great here. I'm excited to continue to see her be great and things. It really plays to her strengths here. She's really funny. And
That's something. I mean, we like this is one of those movies, and we were joking about it before the podcast, where it's like all we could really like, getting to the meat, getting to the meat of the discussion.
It's a funny movie.
All we can really say is that this is a funny movie. But the thing is, I was kind of like racking my brain on like how funny it is, and I was looking at like, like to me, I don't know what your experience was, but like to me, this is the hardest I've laughed in a theater probably since Game Night came out. And
okay,
wow. 2018 or something. I mean, like this to me was like, and we could get to discussing this as a comedy. Like to me, I said before that the Happy Gilmore 2 hit rate was like 30%. For how many jokes this movie throws at you, which is much more than Happy Gilmore 2. This is about like, this movie is like averaging
a second.
like a joke a second. I would say that this movie like hits generally, as in like I think that's a funny thing to say, like 85-90% of the time. But then like even on top of that, like really hits, like hard hitting jokes where I was like laughing out loud in the theater, like 30-40% of the time I was just like dying laughing at jokes. Like I had an unbelievably good time watching this in theaters. I don't know what talk about your like theater experience.
I don't
know.
How
did your theater respond to the movie?
My theater was pretty, I mean, it was people like out loud, like laughing, people like talking to the screen. Everyone was really into it. Like, there was some they were like, the movie ends and like Liam Neeson's like talking to the people in the crowd, and there's like this old lady like being like responding back to him. Like everyone was super engaged with it. People were like cracking up. I don't know if I was like dying laughing or like it was like the most I laughed in like a while, but like it was consistently funny. But maybe like in like a way of like, and more of a way of like, oh, that's funny. And like
you would say it to yourself, right?
Yeah, or like
because to me, from like my perspective, I was like, to the kind of laughter that this got out of me was like when you're in a classroom laughing with your friend and you need to like shut up, but you like can't stop laughing, like
uncontrollable.
There was jokes in this movie where like when they happened, a minute later, I was still thinking about the joke as they proceeded to do the next joke. So I'm sitting here like trying to contain myself because I was like, I need to like reset for like so I could actually hear what's happening in the movie. But I was still laughing so hard from certain jokes like a minute or two later that I couldn't stop. And again, this is like the perfect thing I will say about talking about this movie is that like we don't have to spoil anything. We could kind of hint at jokes without like saying them. But if you haven't seen the movie, we could just keep all of the jokes a secret from you and you could go see it and enjoy it. Like we don't have to spoil anything about this movie. There were a handful of jokes though, I will say, like that got me so good. I don't know if you have, I want to ask you both like your favorite joke in the movie, but then kind of also your favorite like recurring bit in the movie because there's a couple of those. I will say for me, the best joke, and it's not the best written joke, but one thing we should say about this movie is that like the humor is just stupid. Like this is like stupid complimentary. Like it is like
but I do think like the word, there's a lot of like really smart like,
wordplay. There's
that
like,
I really did
appreciate.
I think that's really funny. On like a writing level.
That stuff got me good.
It's stupid, but it's like I think a lot of it's like it is smart in the way that it's written. Stupid.
There are even like visual gags with the wordplay that are so I mean, there's like the plot device thing. There's
I mean, like that stuff. That stuff's stupid, but it's like
it says cold cases, and it's like a freezer. Like the cold case. It's like
and like that's kind of the whole like. There's like a bit a second where like that stuff like the cold case cash.
It's like they're telling a joke.
It's like in the background. Like
so
there's like a lot of stuff just like coming in and out. That's just like, you know, there's jokes on jokes happening while there's other jokes happening.
And I love that about it. What I will say again, I prefaced it by being like, this is dumb as fuck. There is a joke in this movie that is not dissimilar from an Eddington joke, where they make a Black Eyed Peas joke. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And when they did this, I was again funniest written joke in the movie? Maybe not. But like the degree to which I was caught off guard when they said this and the like my theater's response to it, like
Yeah.
people just like erupted. Like you felt like you literally like I could not stop laughing at this joke for like 3 minutes after it happened because I had no idea like where they were going with the joke. Like and for it to be that again, I don't want to say it, but it's like when they set it up by referencing a Black Eyed Peas lyric, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna say. And then they
Yeah.
say that, and I was like, this is like my movie, like to a T. I was like, this is so fucking stupid. So that was probably the joke that made me laugh the hardest. The
Okay.
bit that made me laugh the hardest, I think. There's a couple. I will say they do a recurring bit in this movie that was also in the original, which is just like him hitting people with his car and
Oh,
like
yeah,
just like
yeah.
and like just like backing in like just
Yeah,
doing
that's
damage
funny.
with his car constantly that I think is so funny. There's another bit where they like throw their coffee at the ground constantly that I thought was hilarious, but I don't think a single one made me laugh harder than the recurring bit with the police captain just having her husband like asleep
Oh,
next to
yeah,
her the
yeah.
entire time and he's
Yeah.
like following her around while he's asleep. I was like, this is so
Yeah,
good.
that was funny.
I thought that was very funny. I don't know if you have an opinion on both favorite joke and favorite bit.
I really like
It's
the
also
like
hard to remember some
the
of them.
body cam
Oh
like
yeah.
thing. I thought that was funny. Um Though I really like the the like there's like this dream sequence with like a snowman that was
That
like
was my other
super
funniest joke.
that
That
was
would
like
probably be my
super.
runner up for funniest joke.
And I think that joke kind of goes into why another reason why I really appreciated this movie is because it's stupid, it's silly, but it looks really good. It does kind of like we
That
talked
scene
about
with the snowman, I was like, whoa.
we talk about like SNL and stuff like, but like, and sometimes SNL can be used as like, oh, this like looks like it's like filmed on like a soundstage with like a shitty green
Right.
screen,
No, this
but
looks like a movie.
this looks better than Superman. Naked Gun
Okay.
looks better than Superman, and I'll stand on that. I think that snowman stuff looks really great. But even just like the regular stuff, like all the
Yeah,
regular stuff, like there's some stuff where like it looks like dumb on purpose or like bad, like there's like
sure.
intentional
Yeah.
like silly like CG whatever or visual effects. But I think like it consistently like just looks great. I think even like with the visual gags and the visual language of the shots and stuff, like it's a really well
Yeah.
made film.
Well,
But
because
yeah,
this is
that's
like
I think the
a
snowman stuff's
context in
funny.
which it matters. You know, I think you've brought up on the pod before, and we've just talked about it generally before, is that like so many modern movies like don't understand blocking, like don't understand like how a scene is
Yeah.
supposed to look. And it's like in a comedy like this, like where your actors are, where the visual gags are, like that stuff actually
Mhm.
matters because the jokes don't hit if you don't put people in the right spot or you don't put the
Yeah.
bits in the right spot. And so like you actually have to pay some attention.
There's like a shot of Paul Walter Hauser and it's like a wide and he's on the right and then on like the left it's like the police squad and he's like we're shut
Right.
down and they put like the Spirit Halloween
Yeah, the Spirit
like,
Halloween.
thing up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like
I
it's
mean,
a
even with the
really
cold cases thing we're referencing, it's
Mhm.
like they are really there's a lot
Yeah,
of like
and I mean
foreground
it's like
background with the
you
bits
have to
that
know how to like assemble that. It's like a simple shot, but it's almost seems like a or there's a really great one where Liam Neeson like falls down the stairs and he's like calling his mom. And it's another like
that was
it's like the
so
same
good.
kind of shot where you have the two like bad guys on the right and it's a wide, and then the stairs are like on the left. And it's just framed in a really nice way that kind of gives you all the information you need to know. And it's not cutting, it's holding there.
Yeah.
It's just really nice stuff there in terms of like just simple it's like basic stuff, but it's almost like we've almost lost how to do like the simplest things. So it
Yeah.
is nice to see them done well here.
I
I
totally
don't
agree. I was also going to ask you a little bit while you mentioned Paul Walter Hauser. I don't know if you want to talk about just any of the supporting players in this movie slash
oh
like cameos because there's a lot of fun actors
yeah,
that show
yeah,
up in
yeah.
cameos. I guess the big supporting actors are Paul Walter Hauser. Danny Houston plays the villain.
So yeah, I was gonna.
CCH Pounder plays the police captain that I just mentioned. Kevin Durand is like a secondary antagonist. Also, Liza Koshy shows up, which is interesting. And then there's then there's some cameos that we could talk about.
Danny Houston, I think, is one of maybe the most underrated actors that we have today. I think he's so brilliant. I don't really know exactly like what I like really remember him from, but like he has such a great face. And I think he's so he has that perfect like kind of villain face. I think he's really good in this. CCH Pounder and like the scenes you're talking about with her husband sleeping is really funny.
Right. She's great.
Kevin Durand doesn't really get that much to do.
No, and I kind of that's one of my maybe biggest. I don't really have any complaints about the movie, but I'm like, if you were going to do stuff differently, I would like if he had a chance to do a couple more jokes because he just And again, this is not a guy that I know a ton about, but like he just seems like he can be funny, and I feel like they should have given him a little bit more to do.
He almost gets relegated as like the dumb henchman guy,
right?
Where I felt like he could have there could have been some opportunities for more physical comedy because he almost kind of comes in like
huge too.
He comes in as like this like huge Terminator guy,
right?
And yeah, I wish he was all involved with it more. I did like there's this. I think it's like in the trailer a little bit, but I do like the scene where Liam Neeson and Paul Walter Hauser are at the police squad and they look at Frank Drebin Sr., I guess, is like portrait. And there was like, I like the idea of, it's a parody kind of comedy movie, but it's also like a legacy reboot sequel at the same time. Yeah. And I like how they kind of, they made like all the guys down the row, like the juniors of the guy. Right, yeah. Like it's such a fun way to do like
they're all like crying at like talking to
it's just a really funny way to make it kind of, we're rebooting it, but also it's in universe, like everyone's just like the son or daughter of the guy from, and like the OJ joke. It's just really funny, like
it's like often in conversation with it where they like make a joke like pretty early on where they're like, we want to be like this, but like different.
Yeah. I think it's really smart, and like I think this is like such a franchise that's so well suited for a reboot remake because it can kind of make fun of those things and kind of joke with that stuff, and it works more in like this like kind of tongue-in-cheek way. But I think my biggest issue with like modern comedy is, and like even like you'll see it like in Marvel movies or whatever, where they can't play it like serious. And I think Liam Neeson talked about this in an interview where like the only way to play it is to really play it straight. And like it's ridiculous the stuff that's happening, but Liam Neeson is playing it like super straight, and that's why it's funny. That's why it works. And I don't know. It's just it's really well done humor. Or even if the stuff like there's the jokes that like weren't like making me die laughter or anything, but I think none of them were like, I was like, oh, that's stupid. I don't know. There's another joke that like ever like made me kind of roll my eyes or anything. I was always like, consistently really funny and really good time in the theater. And I think that gets into the conversation of like, this is a movie that could have very easily been like a really successful streaming movie. But I think a part of the experience was watching it in like a packed theater with a lot of people really like laughing their ass off. And like that kind of, it's a more like, it's a movie that I'll look back on more fondly because of the experience of going and seeing it in a theater. And experience that with other people than if I just watch it on my laptop or something,
Right. I want to bring up some of that stuff. Like we could have a little bit of a larger conversation about that. But the last couple of things I wanted to touch on. One, I wanted to ask about some of those celebrity cameos, if you had any opinions about those as well. There's we get Cody Rhodes, who is a WWE wrestler, playing a bartender. We get Busta Rhymes being interrogated.
Wait, Cody Rhodes, the guy he bangs on the thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I want to say yes. Yeah, bartender. That's what he's
like the hairpiece.
Yeah.
No, I didn't recognize. I mean, I'm not like.
Yeah, I'm not like
Cody
the biggest
Rhodes
Cody.
guy.
I haven't watched WWE.
I have no. But I just had a. I thought I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't really take that as a cameo.
Anyway, Weird Al pops up, and that is like in reference directly to the original trilogy. Like
Yeah.
there was a thing with him there.
Um,
I will say, spoiler alert for this one. Dave Batista also shows up. That was
I knew
something
he
that I
was
did
in
not
the movie.
expect at
I
all.
knew he was in the movie, but then I kind of forgot about it, and then he showed up.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
did not know he
funny.
was in the movie, so I
Oh
thought that
man.
was really funny. And then the other one I will say is like just generally a huge amount of people showing up for the UFC fight in the third act of the movie. They're both two real UFC fighters in the octagon, but then also they got all of the commentators, with the exception of like Joe Rogan. They got a real UFC referee in there. Like they just staged it like a real
Yeah,
UFC
yeah, yeah.
fight, which is fun. And, and we were
Was the
texting
guy
about this.
talking about his like wife a real guy, or is
Yeah,
that some
I don't know. I
who
think
was
he might
that
have
guy?
been fake. No, that
'Cause
that
he
might have just been like someone else. But the other two
I
guys
was like,
next to
that was
him were
like
real
I was like, what
UFC
is this?
guys.
Is a weird joke. I
Um,
don't know
but it's funny.
why.
We texted about it yesterday. I was like, it's funny that they got two real UFC fighters
Yeah,
in
I
the
had no
octagon
idea.
and then
I
just
was-
named them like fake names. And I was like, you could have just used the real guys here. But they just like
Yeah.
made them like they made up names for everybody. And I was like, these are just real UFC fighters.
Mhm.
Which is
Oh, I
funny.
will say the like fighting Liam Neeson does after like everyone kind of the big fighting where he's
Right.
like knocking people's teeth out and stuff. I thought that was really
I thought that
funny.
was very funny. And then especially I think there's a really funny joke. This one I will spoil because I don't know how to. Oh no, I guess I could say it without saying it.
Oh, with
But
the
at the end
balls?
of the movie,
Oh
at
no.
the end of the movie with the villain, when Liam Neeson fights the villain, there's like
Oh, and he's
there's a
just like,
joke there's a tummy joke that I thought
yeah,
was
yeah,
very silly that made me laugh.
yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff like that. Like all the physical comedy is great. Yeah, I really liked. I'm like I said, I really liked that Dave Batista cameo because I just like was not
Yeah,
expecting that at
shout out Dave.
all. The other thing I will say before we kind of get to like the box office slash like broader comedy conversation, uh, 85-minute runtime. I think
Mhm.
is worth noting that this is like, I mean, that is true of the other Naked Gun movies. They are like 90-minute. They're not even 90-minute. The other ones are also like 80-minute movies. And it's like an interesting experience where I heard somebody in the row in front of me, like they were laughing the whole time, but then at the end of the movie, they were like, wow, that was like the shortest movie ever. And I'm like, it is it is a weird thing where it's like I do still think this is kind of the sweet spot because it is just a running bit for like 85 minutes. And so I'm like, the movie probably just gets worse if you make it a full 2 hour movie, like we talked about like Kevin Durant having more jokes, but it's also like if you extend this movie too much, it gets into like a weird
Sure.
spot, I think, where like you start to get lulls in the jokes and like you start to get tired of stuff. But it's like at 85 minutes, you could do, 100 jokes a minute and succeed almost the whole time. So I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
mean,
there's anything.
if they had more funny jokes, I don't think it would have hurt. I just like
Sure.
I think it works. I think movies can be however long they want to be.
No, and
Uh
generally I agree, but I just think it's worth bringing up because how many movies of this size are they releasing in theaters right now that are 85 minutes long? Like,
Movies are
um,
getting shorter. I think
sure,
though I
yeah,
think that is the thing where like we keep talking about how long like people keep talking about how long movies are, and people there's like this whole crusade about like make movies 90 minutes again.
which
Um
is stupid.
and I think it's a serious issue. I do.
I
And
do
and I think like the
agree.
problem is like I have no problem with a 90-minute movie, but I do think this like, oh, this movie is too long, or like even without if you watch a movie, you're like, oh, that maybe was too long for what it was supposed to be, or whatever. And that movie maybe needed a little trim or whatever. Like if you watch the movie and that's the obsession, the conclusion you come with, not the obsession. But I think we get too like, oh, look at the number. Like I think this movie has a great. It works for what it is. That runtime works. But we get too like number focused, and people are like, "Oh, that movie is 90 minutes. It should be 100, like whatever." Or that movie's 110. It should be 100. And I think we need to like I think a part of it has to do with like our fucking attention spans are cooked.
Yeah,
I think we're
I
a
would
little
say
cooked.
the biggest problem that arises from this that I think this movie successfully avoids is there's no room for distraction. And for a lot of people with these like troubled attention spans, you're
Yeah, no, I mean
complaining
that's
that
the thing.
movies
Well,
are
it's like
too
this
long,
movie's
and then
so
you want to pull out
like this, where it's like
exactly
this movie
where
could
it's
go
like
on
I
forever.
saw people in the row in front of me on their
On their phone.
phones, like
Oh,
as the
no.
no. Well, this is what I was. They were on their phones as like the studio logos were popping up, and I was like, oh, are these people just going to be on their phones? And then the second the movie started, they put their phones away and they never took them back out.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know
No,
that
yeah,
that's true
this
of
is such
most
a
other
movie
movies I
where
go
it's like
to.
if you're like swiping Tinder while watching the movie, your like brain
It's
is
embarrassing.
like
It's like a
fried.
little bit, yeah. It's like you're
Well, that's why I'm
you're a
like
baby.
this movie could have gone on for another 10 or 20, and just the pace and the kind of
Yeah, it
quickness of
wouldn't
the
have made a
jokes.
difference. Sure, I agree.
But I think like even when you see these like Marvel movies that are getting chopped down more to kind of almost become like TikTok highlight reels of themselves, where it's
Right.
like, what are we doing? Especially
Yeah.
in like a movie theater context where like they're there. They're gonna be like, what are you gonna
Sure.
leave?
Yeah.
What are you gonna walk out?
That's like
but I
such a
think
weird thing to me where I'm like, it's so
yeah,
strange that someone can watch, for example, this movie that is just shy of 90 minutes, but if it was a different, even not even that's another problem is like if it was just a different movie, if it was just not a comedy
yeah.
and it was the same exact length, like people in my theater would have been pulling their phones out. And
No,
that's
people
like
can't handle 20-minute movies. So it's like I don't know. I don't cater to these people.
yeah, it's strange because it's like
People
you're
are
there. Like
whipping
you
their
already
shit
like
out
made
no
the
matter
effort.
what. I just like
Yeah, I don't know. The other thing I want to touch on was, and this is like we don't have to say anything, but I'm like another thing worth noting is the villain in this movie is
Elon
a
Musk.
billionaire car salesman. I don't know if
Yeah.
that
Well, I
applies at
think it
all
is.
to our current moment,
I
but
think it is funny. The self-driving car like bits and
there was when they do the thing where stuff is being thrown at him, and then the last one is just a fresh like window for his car.
Oh yeah, no, that's
And it gets
really
stuck back on. I was like, that is a great.
No,
bit.
yeah. That's really fun. Or like when he falls asleep and then he's like off in the sidewalk and he's like, get out of the road. It's just like a stupid like, yeah. I don't know.
love when he
It's
just
like
hits
super
people.
silly.
There's also the joke early in the movie. He hits the guy on his bike without realizing, and then later in the movie he hits a guy with his bike, and as the guy is like flying in the air, he goes, "Not again!" It's like the same guy got hit again.
I didn't even think I noticed that.
So stupid. Like,
Yeah, no.
there's so many little things like that. I'm like, this is just, I mean, like it's my sense of humor to a T. Like I don't know how there's like anything to dislike about the movie for me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that probably sums up Naked Gun. I did want to, before we move on, talk about some of that like studio comedy stuff and just where we stand, because these are conversations that we kind of just have to regularly have since we get
Comedy's
these
dead.
movies so
Woke.
infrequently. What did you say? Is it woke?
No. Well, I mean, that's kind of a conversation where like people say like comedy is dead, or like we're not really making comedy movies.
So
at least 4 theaters.
Yeah, and so what I listed here, these are the things we have to talk about. So the movie, 16.5 million opening weekend. Something notable that I noticed in this Deadline article was that the largest demographic for this movie, with 34% of the ticket sales, was 25 to 34, which is a young demographic. I mean, old to you, but 25 to 34
the unction
in the ticket sales sense.
Crazy. Imagine it's 34.
Okay, chill. There's some people who are 34 listening to this podcast.
There's nobody 34 listening. If you're 34 listening, comment
if you're 34 listening to this podcast.
All the unks in the comment section.
Anyway, young demographic. I will say the second biggest one was the over 45 audience with 31%, but that is the audience that the movie was tailored to. Obviously, people who have seen the original Naked Gun movies like at their time. And I already mentioned it's Liam Neeson's biggest opening
in theaters.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's Liam Neeson's biggest opening since Taken 3. And what they mentioned in the Deadline article is that it's looking like it's on a similar pace to No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence comedy from 2023.
The last comedy that was made.
What was that?
That was the last one they made, the last comedy.
Yeah, the last comedy.
This
they made.
one
Yeah,
and
that was well. So I think it's interesting to compare, not to compare the quality of the movies, but just like what they mentioned, that it is on the same pace because that was a similar movie and marketing of like we're bringing back the R-rated studio comedy,
yeah,
and that
we're
movie ended
bringing
up
sexy
making
back.
somewhere, yeah, and that movie ended up making somewhere north of like $80 million. If this
Mhm.
movie has better legs than that, which I hope it does, and crosses like the 100 million mark, there is
Yeah.
a good conversation to have. And I think, again, like I referenced, the big conversation to have is that it's releasing just a week after Happy Gilmore 2, which is a
Ooh,
huge streaming success. So it's like you
yes.
said, it's like streaming has taken up the reason why we don't get the studio comedies in
Because
theaters
people
is
wanna laugh at
because
home with their
people,
pants off.
yeah,
They don't wanna go to fucking movie
exactly. It's
theater.
because they release them at home. And so this is an interesting one where it's like, one, we're both in agreement that this is a much better movie than Happy Gilmore 2.
Yes.
Does that matter? Not really. Like, it's like both of the movies from an outside perspective are movies that make people laugh. And so like, and that are doing good because they make people laugh.
But I think
And
people wanna
so,
laugh at their core.
of course.
Yeah, I think
I don't,
of
what a
I
profound
think
thing to say
I
on the
think people
podcast.
really I think people enjoy laughing. I think we've kind of undervalued that
Dude,
people like to laugh.
laughing in a theater full of people feels
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Like
just
that, you don't get that. Like watching Happy Gilmore 2 in my
just
room, I was like,
total giggle fest.
I don't get that. Dude, watching it in a theater where like all the jokes are hitting for
Yeah.
everybody around you, it feels awesome. I'm
This
like,
is
this
what
is
it
like,
must have felt like watching Cocaine Bear.
okay. Did you not see Cocaine Bear in theaters? I thought we
Yeah,
talked
it was
about it
like
on the
I
podcast.
felt like I was in hell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean because you were the only one not
was not a
laughing.
shared experience. You're just sitting there like
Right.
being like,
Yeah.
and then everyone else is giggling.
Yeah. No.
And
That's
it's like,
how I
what do
felt
you?
watching Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah, I can't
Where like
imagine.
everybody
Oh,
was
that's how
laughing
I
in
felt
there, and I was just
watching
like,
Five
yeah.
Nights at Freddy's.
That's not a comedy. That's
Yeah,
not-
but they were like freaking out, and I was like scared for my life.
Right.
The guy next to
Yeah.
me was
Five
in a
Nights at
Freddy.
Freddy's 2 on the way, by the
The guy
way.
next to me was in a Freddy Fazbear costume. Holy shit, man! Terrified for my
Are you
life.
allowed to bring that into the theater? It's like that's like a very convenient way to sneak some
Oh,
snacks in, dude.
yeah,
They're
I
gonna
bet he
make you
was
take
fucking
your-
packed in heat, bro. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Anyway, again, like the question is like, what does this mean for these big studio comedies moving forward? Do we think that I think we probably are in agreement that there should be more movies releasing like this. Do we
Yeah,
think it
well, I
will
think
happen is the bigger question.
the
And do we
problem
think that
is
this has any effect?
who's the Charlotte Hornets general manager?
What kind of question are you asking?
Wait, hold on, let me.
How are you going to bring this back to
Oh, no,
what we're talking about?
Jeff
We
Peterson.
constantly
Peterson.
make an effort to
No.
divide
So-
the fans
so
of our podcast who
Jeff-
do not watch basketball.
Jeff Peterson has been really great about winning in the margins.
Jordan
recently.
Peterson.
Jeff Peterson. When Jeff
Okay.
Peterson made that Colin Sexton trade, that was a margins win. That was a trade a little to get a little bit better, right? And that's the problem with these studios is we're not focused on the margins. We're focusing on these big splash plays. We're trying to trade fucking Colin Sexton for LeBron, right? We're not making the little margin deals where we're trying to do this $300 million movie to make $1 billion, where we're not doing the 20 million to try to make 100 million. So the whole like mid-budget movie, the margin victories have lost. So even is this seen a success? Yes, but will people be like, oh, look at this? I don't know how much did this cost? Do we know?
Kind of more than you would expect, I think.
Oh,
I think
really?
it costed like 65 million
Okay.
or something.
But even if but that's the thing, like 65 million, and then what makes 100? Is that even profit?
Wikipedia says 42 million.
Okay,
I thought it was
42.
higher,
42. That's a good number. So 42, if it makes 100, there's a profit, but it's like a margin. It's winning in the
Sure,
margins.
yeah.
But
for the culture, it's
technically
significant.
It's a significant for the culture. Everyone laughs, everyone smiles. We do make our money back, but is that a recipe that people want to follow? Probably not, which is like the
It's also a
with-
useful recipe
it's like-
because it's like, for example, we were just talking about Taken. It's like Taken 3 made more than Taken 1. If
That's
the
true.
Naked Gun makes $100 million, it goes on to streaming.
Was also
and then
A
2 years from now they release
right?
a sequel.
Cinema score. People are not only watching the movie,
They
liking
love it. They love it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So people are gonna. It's gonna be on Netflix in 3 months, and then all of a sudden, when that crowd watches it,
right next
Naked Gun 2 in a couple of years would make 200 million.
Bob's Burgers and shit. So yeah, I don't know. I think immediately you greenlight a sequel, but I do think like everyone else should be like, hey, maybe Ted, the TV show, should have been Ted the movie,
Or
and
Ted
maybe
3. Yeah, sure.
maybe Seth Rogen should make another comedy
Happy
movie.
Gilmore 2 would have crushed in theaters.
Oh, what a crush!
Crushed in theaters.
It would have crushed. What do you mean?
Would have made more than this movie.
It would have been like Top Gun Maverick.
I don't know about that, but
it would have been like Top Gun Maverick.
I don't think it would have made $1 billion, but
it would have made $1 billion.
It is so
it would have beat Barbie out.
Desire for this stuff, and obviously, and something that's worth talking about.
You know why people go on TikTok to smile?
Something that's worth talking about as well
is people just want to smile.
Yeah, people want to smile. Fantastic Four had
it's a flop and
abysmal drop in its second
because
week.
They're saying it's boring.
Yes, and it is.
And they're not laughing. They're not smiling.
This is a conversation for an entire pod at some point. But I think we can agree it is a sign, a good sign from our perspective of maybe a shift away from the past 15 years of super MCU blockbuster culture. And if that's the case, I think all of the kinds of movies that we have been talking about that they don't make anymore and release in theaters have a huge window to be successful in the
balls in everybody's court
boom, where it's like start making mid-level, like mid-budget movies again, start releasing rom-coms in theaters again, start releasing studio comedies in theaters again, like put them out there, just test the waters, let a couple of them blow up, and all of a sudden we're in the fucking golden 2006 era. Like what?
Like Gucci Man in 2006.
It's like but you know what I mean? I do think that is like, I do think that's the significance of a movie like this. And even the significance of Happy Gilmore 2, despite the fact that it's on streaming, is that Happy Gilmore 2 being successful on streaming and this movie being successful in theaters might have people saying like, oh, what if we did release Happy Gilmore 2 in theaters? Like maybe there was something there. And it's like, maybe a lot of other people will, like a lot of other studios will look at something like this, if it crosses $100 million or whatever, and be like, dude, we could just if they just start putting out comedies like this 2, 3, 4 a year, people will go see them. People would love to laugh. People love to laugh, like you said. Yeah. So that's the impact. I don't know. We'll
Nobody wants to cry.
We'll see what actually comes out of this, because like I said, from my perspective, like I thought this was the funniest comedy we've gotten in theater since Game Night. I wouldn't be surprised if it is another 3, 4, or 5 years until we get another movie this funny. I hope that's not the case, but like,
why 5 years?
Dude, I mean, yeah, that's how that's the pace that they come out at now. They don't really do them like this that much. There's not too many people making these.
People get to laugh every 5 years.
They are technically releasing some, like, I mean, No Hard Feelings was like that, but I just didn't find No Hard Feelings nearly as funny as this movie. But it was at least an attempt at that I could respect. Like
No Hard Feelings is like kind of mid, but it's kind of iconic.
Sure, yeah.
Like there's scenes in that movie that is just like imprinted in my brain.
Yeah, they will last, of course. Yeah, I know you think about a certain scene all the time.
Yeah, when he's doing the piano. Oh, he's singing the song, man. ABF, man. What a guy. I'm a big fan of the ABF. Right.
Very excited to see him in Now You See Me 3. Is that what he's in? No, he's not in that. I lied. That's Dominic Sessa.
That's Dominic Sessa.
That's Dominic Sessa. I don't know why I thought Andrew Barth Feldman was in. What is he? What's on the horizon for Andrew Barth Feldman?
He's just doing plays.
Oh yeah, that's what he's doing. That's right.
He's just doing plays. He's playing.
For some reason, I thought that he was in that because I thought Dominic Sessa was doing something else. But I guess Dominic
Sessa is Tony.
Yeah, he has multiple projects.
Zendaya is Mashishi.
Is that real?
Yep, it's real. Oh, you see Tom Holland in the suit, man. Woohoo!
Okay, yeah. Let's not jump ahead. But we are gonna jump ahead, not to the news, but to a little mini game that I've created. It's not at all an original idea.
Put the bread in the basket.
You have seen this done on so many podcasts before. However, no, you have, but
I've not seen that many podcasts.
but like in clips or something. You've seen it on TikTok without a doubt. Anyway, I saw recently this podcast doing it with songs specifically, which I don't remember the name. I'm sorry,
names?
these
Whoa!
guys.
Stole their idea without the cred.
Well, when you hear what the idea is, you're gonna realize that it is not their invention. So I don't feel bad.
All right, shout out Real Talk.
But okay, but I saw this podcast doing it with music, and essentially, it's keep 3, cut 3, but they were doing it with songs, and they would they'd play a song for the guy, and then he'd be like, keep it or cut it, you know. And I was like, and when the songs were popping up, and they were all like 2000s like throwback songs, and I was listening to these guys go through it, and I was like, man, these are some hard
so we're
decisions.
doing songs?
No, we're doing movie. We're a movie podcast. But
I was about to say,
but I just thought
cutting Adele.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So
Sorry, Adele, I didn't mean to.
So I tried to go about this too. I have 2 different rounds for you to go through, because one, I like this first round, I kind of did them all around the same rating because I wanted you to just like have to pick between favorites. And then the second round, you're gonna be a little bit you're not gonna know what's coming around the corner, you know. So it might be a little more challenging round 2. But first round, we're doing keep 3, cut 3 with movies that you have seen. And these are all movies that you like, but you don't know what's coming. So are you ready to participate? If anybody at home listening doesn't understand by the name, it is that simple. I'm going to name 6 movies. Owen doesn't know what's happening next, and he has to pick 3 movies to keep on his team and pick 3 movies to cut from his team. So your first movie is Psycho 1998.
What? Keep it, I guess. Okay.
Your second movie.
I know this is gonna be comedy movies.
Oh no! These are just movies you've seen.
They're just movies.
These are just movies you've seen. No, I didn't want to do it. I just saw it on TikTok, and I was like, that'd be fun. And this is a good podcast to try it out on. This is a good episode It
was a good episode. This is a solid episode.
Yeah. Your next movie, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
Got it.
Okay.
I love the movie, but Kevin's just throwing out heaters, and I have to keep my board clean, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Your next movie, Licorice Pizza.
See, this is an issue right here, right? This guy, because he's gonna make me cut all the good ones, and then he's gonna give me shimmy over there at the end.
I don't know what's coming.
We're gonna just cut it.
Okay, Licorice Pizza off the team. Next one, Donnie Darko.
Keep it.
Okay.
I want to keep it cut. I want to keep it cut in there. Shout out R. Kelly.
Darko. Next one is Twixt.
Keep.
Yeah, I figured.
Then cut the Jerry.
And then your last movie is not Jerry. Your last movie that's getting cut is The Last Days of Disco.
Okay. That's yeah.
So your team ends up being
that's not that
Psycho
bad.
1998, Donnie Darko, and Twixt, and you cut Spider-Man 3, Licorice Pizza, and The Last Days of Disco.
That's probably
you good about that.
What was the first one? That's probably what I would do.
Psycho was the first one.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Twixt. I mean, I like them all like pretty like considerably similar. So like,
yeah, you rated all 6 of these movies.
The ones that I was like getting at, I was like, what are you gonna sneak in like some like 1-star movie at the end? What's this trickery?
But that's why I put a round 2 here, because round 2 you really have no idea what's coming.
Okay.
Okay. Round 2. We're gonna start with First Reformed.
Got that shit.
Whoa, really?
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Your second movie, Sartale.
Skinamarink.
Keep that.
Okay. Damn, I can't believe you just so immediately cut First Reformed. I'm curious about the strategy here. Your third movie is the new Naked Gun that we talked about on this episode.
Oh, cut that. Yeah, sure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Your next movie is
Fall Guy.
Prisoners. The Denis Villeneuve movie.
There's 2 more. There's 4 more left. How many?
There's 2 more after this. This would be your final cut. So you.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I just know that's gonna be some ass shit, so I'm gonna keep.
But I will say you have cut 2 movies already that you like more than Prisoner.
No, I know. I'm gonna keep Prisoners.
You're gonna keep Prisoners?
Yeah, I'm playing your game.
Yeah, you're playing my game, and I think you lost. Your next movie is Mickey 17.
Cut it.
Okay. Well, then you technically didn't lose. Your last movie, you guessed it already, is Jerry.
Oh, let's go. Keep it. So I think
I thought I got you in a bind. I thought what was going to happen was when I wrote it down, my game plan was you were going to keep First Reformed from the beginning, and then you were going to have to pick between Skinamarink, Mickey 17, and Jerry, and then Jerry might be the odd man out. But instead, you kind of did the same thing by keeping Prisoners. And good ones. I'm a bad man. But I guess you just had to cut Mickey 17, I guess, which is unfortunate. But you can live with that. So you're keeping Skinamarink, Prisoners, and Jerry. And
I'll take 2 out of 3.
First Reformed, The Naked Gun, and Mickey 17.
Yeah. Hey man.
On the record, Owen likes
everybody needs a mascot. Everybody needs a mascot.
What?
He ain't gonna play, but he can be on a team.
Oh, you mean Prisoner?
Yeah.
It's funny because I wonder what the average person listening to the pod would do with those 6 movies, because I feel like Prisoners would be
probably something I can't say.
What?
Not allowed to be on air.
No, dude. Haven't you heard? Comedy's legal again.
Naked shit.
Gun. Comedy is legal again. You can say whatever you want.
Oh man.
Anyway,
you see those AI.
Let us know if you enjoyed our Keep 3 Cut 3.
You see that mask on Twitter? It was like that.
What?
It was like an Asian girl, and they're like playing with her nose, and it's like, this is what AI is gonna look like. It was diabolical. We're all gonna get individual experience. No, bro, because they were like, it was like so weird the way they were like playing with her nose. It was. I'm just saying, comedy's legal now. I'm just saying.
Right. Okay.
No,
that's what that was related to.
Hey, no. I was thinking about Elon Musk, and then I was thinking about like the shit that I see on his X everything app, and I'm just thinking about how like we're all gonna die really quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean it's very easy to be a doomer right now. Don't be a doomer, but also what can you do? We're all fucked probably. Anyway, let us know if you want me to do Keep 3 Cut 3 again, but with Doug here as well. Maybe I'll bring it back 1 week with Doug and Owen. Maybe they could. I don't know if they would collaborate, or maybe they could compete against each other.
Let's like we get the same movie, and we either get to keep or cut.
What if we do a bidding war for movies between you and Doug instead?
Hey man,
what if you don't know the next movie coming, and you guys have to bid against each other for which movies end up on your teams?
Yeah, shout out Alan, by the way.
Alan?
He's in the new MCU movie.
Alan who?
Coming.
I was like, what? I was like, who are you talking about? Oh, because you don't know what's coming next. I see.
Yeah. He's getting gray.
He's getting gray?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should just move on. We're going to talk about some news before we end the pod. But first, as always, reminder to share some feedback if you like listening to us talk about The Naked Gun and or play that little game by liking, commenting, and subscribing on YouTube, by rating the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or by following us at all of our links. What's going on in the world?
Oh, I think K-Dog is not running for the governor of California. That was in the news.
Oh, I was going to say there was a 3.0 earthquake last night in New
Jersey.
Oh,
yeah, that happened to you,
Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, just a couple miles from my house.
Hasbrook Heights?
Hasbrook Heights.
Hasbrook Heights.
Yes.
Is that a one-word thing or 2 words? Hasbrook.
2 words. Hasbrook Heights.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That was the epicenter.
You really felt it, right?
Oh, I felt it. The whole house was vibrating.
Did your water bottle fall or something?
No, nothing fell over. But I thought my house, like the way it felt, and my neighbors even said it was like it felt like a bomb went off. You know
what that feels like?
No, but that's like what I pictured it.
You just imagine, it's like what you imagine bombs.
No, because like my whole house like vibrated and it felt like it like reverberated like through the room.
That
like,
feels awesome. That sounds.
And like when I stood up, I was like, oh, you know, like
like y'all gelatin moving there.
Yeah, no, literally. Anyway,
like
sorry if you're listening to this podcast from LA. You're gonna think I'm an asshole, but
I love it's like the UCLA line in there.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, like every day or whatever she says. That was funny. Anyway, news. I wanted to start with this piece of news because it's directly related to what we just talked about, which is another comedy coming out in theaters. Charlize Theron and Channing Tatum to star in family comedy Dance Parents for Universal.
You will say, I was going to text you in the theater, but I decided to opt against it. I really did like that new Roofman trailer.
Looks great.
Yeah.
I'm excited because you haven't seen a Derek Cianfrance movie. I was under the impression at least that you would probably like hate the guy, but honestly,
yeah, I mean his politics are shady, but I think Dunst and Tatum look really great in there. Yeah, looking like Tatum and Brown out there. So I think
cancel the pod.
Cancel the pod. Yeah, no, it looks good.
Channing Tatum, one of our great movie stars, I think. He's
excited to see him in Doomsday.
Excited to see him in Dance Parents opposite Charlize Theron for Universal. This is like, it says family comedy, so I get, but that could be of note because family comedy means maybe
family comedy
mean? Little more
Does
money.
It mean comedy about families or comedy for families?
I think for families. I think the idea is that it will be
for families by families.
Yes, I think the idea is that it will be rated like PG families. And have a broader audience where like
sexual families
do it. Anyway, just thought I'd put that out there. Another thing of note before we get to the real big headlines of the day is that last week we talked about the opening and centerpiece movies at
New York Film
Festival. This week we can say that Bradley Cooper's Is This Thing On? It will be closing New York Film Festival, a festival that both of us will be attending. How excited on a scale of 1 to 10 are you for this new Bradley Cooper movie that you won't
I'd be more excited if I would be seeing it.
Yeah, Owen will not be there. I'm going to try to see this movie at the festival.
Oh man, I'd love to just see B-Rad in person, man. That'd be really great.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd like to shake his hand.
Yep. Same hand that held that big rifle, an American Sniper.
Oh wow! I just like to shake the hand of the guy who sniped him in for America.
Well, that guy is dead. So.
Well, probably his hands somewhere.
What?
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a great movie. I think it's gonna be really great. Shout out Laura Dern. Shout out Will Forte. Shout out Matt Forte. Chicago Bears running back. Yeah, I'm excited for it. We don't have a release date because no one knew it was coming out. So yeah,
they surprised us with this
announcement. But hopefully, I will see
honestly
it.
Didn't think that this was even a possibility.
My end of the year list can look something like Avatar. Is This Thing On? The Shirley Temple movie. Something. And then
the Shirley Temple movie.
And then what is that? What's that movie with the? What's the one? I can't remember.
You're talking about the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere?
The what?
The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere?
Oh, wow, man. Wow. You want to go see that?
No.
You want to take it?
First of all, I don't ever want to go in the Sphere.
We're going to go in the Sphere.
The appeal of the Sphere to me is complete. Like, it's lost on me. I don't understand how people are paying $100+ to go in the Sphere for stuff. No, I mean it depends on what the event.
What if I paid for the Sphere?
There are things.
Someone paid for the Sphere. Would you go in the Sphere?
The basketball podcast I listened to, No Dunks, they said
they watched
one of them said they went there for it was like a nature documentary thing where they were like it feels like you're in the nature.
Oh wow! I imagine that feeling like you're in the nature. That'd be crazy.
Right. Yeah. And the tickets for that were cheaper. I think he said it was like $65 tickets.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure you can go to your local aquarium and see something like that.
Sure, yeah. I would not pay like $400 to see a concert there, or certainly not pay
Let's go see the Michael Jackson
$100+
movie
to
in the
see the
Sphere.
Wizard of Oz get butchered in the Sphere.
Oh
I just
man.
don't I don't get it. I just like
Yeah.
it's like because it's like I've never been to what are those what's the name of that like theater setup where it's like the three
Oh
screen like
yeah,
they have
yeah.
it in movie theaters right now. Why am I forgetting the name? Because I've never gone to one. That's why I'm forgetting the fucking name because I'm never gonna go to one of those.
Oh wow,
Um
yeah.
no, I shouldn't say I'm never gonna go to one of those, but
Yeah, because
the
we're
appeal is
gonna
not
have
there
to.
for me.
It's gonna be standard.
Yeah,
Hey
maybe.
man, they're only gonna
Takes
show
up a
my
lot of
movies in
space, though, I
40x, so
Anyway, the Bradley Cooper movie at New York Film Festival. That was like our little New York Film Festival talk. Let's get to some real big news here. With probably the biggest piece of news this week. Two-parter here. Mikey Madison and Jeremy Allen White are the top choices to star in Aaron Sorkin's The Social Network 2, with Jesse Eisenberg also not returning, and Jeremy Strong in talks to replace him as Mark Zuckerberg.
Hey man, too many Jeremys.
Yeah, no,
You guys remember Jeremy from Phineas and Ferb?
Oh, how could I forget?
What
Big
a cutie.
Phineas and Ferb fan over here. Judy?
Garland. No Darius. I think this is bad. I'm gonna be the first guy to say it. I think this is not a great idea. I think I don't know entirely the angle from anybody's perspective.
Yeah, that's really my big problem. Is one, you shouldn't make this movie without Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes, that's like a if you take him out, it's not a sequel,
right?
It's just not.
And I have no problem.
Another movie about Facebook.
I have no problem with Jeremy Strong playing Mark Zuckerberg in a movie, like at its core, but replacing Jesse Eisenberg, who is
pretty good at playing the devil.
Yeah, sure.
Mark
replacing him, replacing Jesse Eisenberg. But then the bigger thing, the other angle where this is confusing, Mikey Madison, Jeremy Allen White, two actors who are rising higher than almost any actor in Hollywood currently, and they pick the Aaron Sorkin directed Social Network.
Well, Jeremy Allen White is playing Jabba the Hutt's son, so I don't know about his choices. I don't know if he's
what?
He's playing Jabba the Hutt's son in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Where did you find this piece of information? Fact check? Can we Mark pull that up?
Jamie!
Jeremy Allen White, Star Wars. Let's see. This is when you look it up, the top source is a Reddit thread.
Bro, he's playing.
Here we go.
He's playing fucking Rada the Hutt.
Mandalorian and Grogu as Jeremy Allen White. Yeah. This was like a piece of news from like over a year ago, though. Do we have confirmation that it's still happening?
It's like Grogu and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Right. Well, okay, yeah. I guess that's the thing.
And Sean Levy was like, "Hey, Mikey, I loved Nora. Would you play R2-D2's girlfriend in my new Star Wars movie?" And she said
no, but
no.
Couldn't turn down Aaron Sorkin.
No, when Miss Sorkin calls, the Sorkin swims. Like a slippery little snail. So yeah,
I'm gonna let you take this one away. I'm not gonna help you dig out of this hole. No, it's just weird. It's just weird for Mikey Madison. Obviously, Nora.
Yeah, because she's not even blonde like that.
She's what?
The woman she's supposed to be portraying in the motion picture titled The Social Network 2 is does not look like Mikey Madison.
Okay. Have you seen a movie before?
But I just can't wait to be king. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, listen, it's fine. Hey, obviously, from a certain perspective, I could see how this would appeal to them. Mikey Madison, coming off an Oscar win, could very easily be nominated for another one with this movie. Because
no.
People like The Social Network a whole lot in Hollywood.
I know a few people who really do like that movie. They're not happy.
I like that movie.
the people who like that movie are not happy.
No,
They are.
me,
They
I'm
are
not
in.
happy. But
They are in distress.
we're talking about people we know. I'm talking about the average
I'm talking about you,
person in Hollywood.
the average man.
The average Oscar voter will probably eat this slop up like a little pig, like a little piggy.
With their Wicked 2 for breakfast.
Oh, Wicked 2. I see. Okay. Yes. Yeah, Wicked 2 on its way to some Oscar nominations, probably. Anyway.
Shout out Jesse Eisenberg. I would like to get a coffee with him. I don't drink coffee, but I'll just watch him.
Same here.
So yeah. Good for it. I'm really proud of the man for sticking.
Here's another puzzling piece of news. Lee Isaac Chung is in talks to direct the Ocean's 11 prequel for Warner Bros. Starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Now, worth note here, and the reason why I say it's puzzling, you could weigh in, is that Lee Isaac Chung is somebody whose debut movie was in competition at Cannes. He then went on to make Minari not too many years ago, which got 6 Oscar nominations and a win. And now he has gone on to direct an episode of The Mandalorian. Speaking of, he has gone on to direct Twisters, a big blockbuster film with some big Hollywood stars, and now another blockbuster sequel, for, in this case, prequel. Twisters was a sequel. This is a prequel film with some other big stars. Crazy trajectory this guy has gone on in just a matter of years. We talked before about the Barry Jenkins thing, going from the Moonlight, Beale Street to The Lion King, and now just jumping right back to being Barry Jenkins. This is kind of the opposite, where we jump into Twisters and now an Ocean's 11 prequel. And is he going to jump back, or is he just going to make some money?
I heard the Monopoly movie needs a director. Yeah, I don't know how much I can affect the scale here, but I just feel like a weird situation where you gotta eat your food. It did feel like, I think Minari felt like, he felt like, from my sources, they say it felt like his last time or last chance at directing, and that was a success. And then that movie got him Twisters and whatever, right? And it feels like he feels almost in a place that maybe he doesn't know, like, it feels like every time you make a movie, that could be your last movie. So you might as well, So
you're saying he's running up the wallet so that he doesn't have to worry about that for a while.
Well, that's the thing, is if you do 7 for them, you can do 1 for you, right? He might have a genuine interest in doing these movies, but also I think financially and career-wise, also his name has never been as big as it is, right? People know who he is because he directed Twisters.
Yeah, this is true.
And
what would you say if they approached you after 10 Dates releases to direct the Monopoly movie?
I'm saying, Paul, we gotta go to work, man.
They're calling Mr. King?
Paul, no, what?
Oh.
Paul Giamatti.
Oh, Paul Giamatti. I thought you were gonna get Paul King to replace you.
I said Paul King. I don't want to do it. Paul King. No. The Monopoly movie. That's such a funny.
They attach a director to that? Am I crazy? I
don't think they did. Was there a screenplay attached, or do I have to?
I think so.
Does someone have to write that, or am I just taking it raw?
No, I feel like they got
the Monopoly movie. Weird pivot.
Oh no, they did. Wait, yeah, March 2025, Monopoly movie lands as the writers, the Game Night guys as the writer. And
yeah, I'd love to work with those guys.
Yeah,
okay,
that'd be awesome. Actually, if you directed their movie. Wait, now the Monopoly movie might be a hot
all of a sudden.
It's funny that we just completely forgot that, because we talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah, as long as they let Paul on board.
Anyway.
Giamatti
next piece of news here.
Wins the Oscar,
this is a big one from my perspective, I think. I don't know how much you care about this, but it's a big thing culturally. Stephen Knight, the creator of Peaky Blinders, is set to write the script for Denis Villeneuve's James Bond movie. Stephen Knight, somebody who I regard as a great writer, though somebody who does still miss. He is not like Hollywood's
man.
most consistent writer. He directed a movie a couple years ago in
Shooting
2019
40 from
called
3 is solid.
Serenity. That movie was fucking awful. He wrote and directed that movie though. When he just writes and doesn't direct, he's got a couple. He wrote Spencer for Pablo Larraín. He also wrote Maria for Pablo Larraín that I watched at New York Film Festival last year. He wrote Eastern Promises for David Cronenberg.
Okay.
He wrote Locke. You know Locke, the Tom Hardy movie. That he also directed that one.
No.
It's the one where like Tom Hardy's in a car the whole time. You've definitely seen a clip from it. Surely. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, and then he, like that piece of news stated, he is the creator of Peaky Blinders. He wrote a bunch of Peaky Blinders, my favorite show ever, pretty much.
Wow.
So he's a pretty significant writer in my life. Seems like a fine guy to get for a James Bond movie. I don't know what this necessarily means for the approach to this James Bond movie. I think he can
they're gonna wear those hats.
He can do a couple different. No, I don't think they're gonna wear Peaky Blinders hats. That movie takes place. Oh well, low key. What if they just made a James Bond movie and they went back in time? What if they were like, let's do James Bond in the 1930s?
Let's do James Bond with the dinos.
That might be a little too far.
Dino Bond.
Anyway, I don't know if you have opinions about what this means, but from my perspective,
no, I don't really have opinions on what this means. But
I think this is a good writer. I think that he also like. I think that this means the approach to the James Bond movie most likely is serious in tone. I do think that this probably means
they should get Kiva Schaffer to do the Bond movie.
Well, it's a little late for that, but
it's never too late. Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson can do Bond.
It's
never too late.
You might be cooking a little bit.
It's never
the Liam Neeson movie, the Liam Neeson Bond movie directed by Akiva Schaffer with Pamela Anderson as the Bond girl.
Pamela Anderson should be in the Bond movie.
Yeah, call her up. Stephen Knight, call her up, Denis.
Call Pamela. Pamela should have been Dune 3.
Here's another thing that you probably don't care about for multiple reasons. My Best Friend's Wedding sequel is in early development with Celine Song attached to write the script, but no director yet.
What the fuck is what is My Best Friend's Wedding?
You're not familiar? It's a rom-com.
Celine Song is writing the sequel.
Yeah, she's writing the sequel, I guess. The no director attached yet, but it's an 80s rom-com or 90s rom-com, sorry, with Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz. It's kind of like
she's back. The Diaz.
What, for the new one?
No, I like she's in Jen.
She's just in Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of in a better
PJ Hogan
generally when Cameron Diaz was still like
alive. I love me some Dermot. Mulroney. Rupert Everett, big fan of Rupert. He's getting up there though. No, so it's a sequel to this movie.
Yeah, I don't really know what it's going to consist of, but it's happening.
What?
We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, Celine Song's writing it, which I'm like, that's
Mulroney looks so much like Hugh Grant in this photo.
Maybe he's in like the banner. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a weird. I mean, it's like a fine movie. It's fun, but I never expected it to have a sequel and
written by Celine Song.
Yeah, it's strange. It's definitely strange. Here's another. I'm just rattling off the pieces of news you don't care about, but John Krasinski will return to direct A Quiet Place 3. This piece of news I found most interesting because not because John Krasinski's returning to direct, but it's like, shouldn't it be A Quiet Place 4?
No.
Because you did A Quiet Place Day 1, which is the third movie. So then this one is A Quiet Place 3, even though it's the fourth movie.
It was just it's like a Quiet Place Day 1 was like a 0.5 thing.
Yeah, no, which I get, but I'm also like, I don't know. From my perspective,
No Krasinski, no dollar.
Once you drift away from that, I think now A Quiet Place 3 needs a naming device that doesn't include the number.
Quiet Place.
Like once you made A Quiet Place Day 1, I think they should just have made this next one A Quiet Place : something instead of
The Quiet Place, the barn door.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that. But I get it from that perspective where it is like a 0.5 movie or just like a
it's like Shrek 1.5.
Yeah, it's like its own thing. Anyway, John Krasinski's coming back. That dude.
Oh wow, yeah.
Dude only directs Quiet Place movies and If.
Yeah, he's kind of like a fraud.
Yeah, he's one of my least favorite people in Hollywood. I think I've said this on the podcast before. I can't stand John Krasinski.
Massachusetts native John Krasinski.
Is he? You think he still has property there, or did he just completely?
Yeah, you want to egg his house? Let's see where he lives. John
I don't think he. Maybe he visits. Maybe he has family or something.
Where does he live?
I was in Massachusetts recently. Owen knows this already, but
he has a 9.7 acre farmhouse for sale.
Oh, for sale
in Plymouth.
Oh, Plymouth. Wow.
Oh wait, this one's saying it's 10 acres.
Okay, I mean that's
his brother was sued over health safety hazards at his nonprofit.
Interesting. Another reason to hate on John Krasinski, maybe.
Yeah, Paul Krasinski.
So he just completely he went Hollywood. He's not a Massachusetts guy anymore.
Where does John?
He lives in LA, dude. He definitely or New York, but probably LA, if I had to guess.
Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, okay, New York. I guess New York makes more sense because he's with Emily Blunt and she has to travel overseas, so it's easier for them to kind of meet in New York as opposed to LA.
Easier to live, just to meet.
Anyway, I saved our last piece of news. I want to spread out. I want to sandwich.
Just sandwich it.
Like bad news in between some good news. So last piece of news is exciting. It's a weird one. Again, we were actually on a call together when this piece of news broke, and we both were like, "Oh, Rosalind Elazar, Adam Driver." Yes. Daniel Kaluuya and Anna Kendrick will star in a new A24 film directed by and also starring Chris Rock. The film follows a gifted actress with a derailed career until someone from her past offers her a chance at a comeback. Speaking of comebacks, Daniel Kaluuya, the chosen one, has returned
from his cult.
My boy is back. Chris Rock. One of my 5 favorite living actors, although he has completely disappeared off the radar. But Daniel Kaluuya coming back. It looks like the 3rd lead in this movie, but it's a sign of things to come. Put him back into
hey,
the
movie
star.
In the this is Chris Rock's time. This is Chris Rock's time to go get his Oscar. To go
Chris.
Fucking best director and best actor and best writer. He's gonna Sean Baker them fools.
I don't know about all that.
Down the show Will Smith, who's boss, right?
But I'm interested in this cast. Rosalind, I'm looking, hasn't really been in anything I've seen. She's most known, British actress, most known for her work on stage and screen. Known for her roles. In the TV. Oh, Slow Horses. Are you familiar with the show Slow Horses, starring Gary Oldman? Big award show. It's
I love Gary Oldman.
Yeah, she's one of the main characters in that, I guess.
I didn't know there's a Chris Rocks as well.
Chris what?
There's a guy named Chris Rocks who is a cinematographer. Not Chris
Is there a reason why your eyes are so watery this episode? This is your eyes have been watering like crazy over there.
It's just the
thought of a Daniel Kaluuya comeback.
Oh man, the comeback. He's also doing Chris Rock's also directing a Martin Luther King movie.
Oh, is he?
Maybe I don't know. It might not.
I don't know if that's still happening. But anyway, that's our last piece of news. I mean, this is exciting stuff. Adam Driver, Daniel Kaluuya, Anna Kendrick. Maybe
it's not really.
What do you mean?
It's not exciting.
Okay. This guy, always a pessimist. This guy.
Yeah.
Can't find yourself a little bit excited for the new
I can't
A24
find myself.
movie? Well, that's a problem for a different podcast. We're gonna wrap it up next week. Episode 129. We're talking about a very anticipated movie, Weapons, the second feature from director Zach Cregger.
And his last.
Why would you say something like that? Are you not excited for Weapons?
No, I am, but it's the last one I get to be excited about. Before he makes Slap.
We'll see you later. Episode 129 next week.
Skadoosh.
Bye. Skadoosh.